Okay, here we go. Are you ready for an exciting evening?
We are, yes.
Okay, that's good. Well, first I'd like to welcome all of you today and everybody from around the world. You know what's really been exciting about the internet? Do you know that we have tens of thousands of people that have watched these videos from around the world? And we're making an impact on people's lives. So today what I want to talk to you about is probably one of the most significant areas that I see in our practice, and that's digestive distress. And do you know that one of the leading causes of sending a person to a healthcare provider is digestion? Tagamet, Zantac, Prilosec, Nexium. And I've had patients tell me that they were able to get off of bottles of Rolaids, get off of Tums that they have right next to their nightstand when they go to bed at night. So I have a list of notes that we're just going to talk about. First, a little bullet there is, how is food digested? Now, I'm not saying this to be silly, okay? Food is digested in your stomach. Your stomach needs to be acid. A lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about what acid indigestion is. Well, acid indigestion normally will occur if you don't have enough acid in your stomach. Okay, that's really important for you to get that. And I commonly see challenges when people are around 40 years old. When you're 40 years old, especially females, for some reason, their body starts to become more alkaline. And you're going to understand why as we go through the notes. So we have acid, and then we have alkaline. Now, your stomach is acid, but bile, you're going to write that down, bile is alkaline. The pancreas is alkaline. The pancreas secretes enzymes. Enzymes are alkaline. So what does that mean, Dr. Bob? So as soon as the food leaves your stomach, it's not as acid. And it's really important for you to have that understanding. So the stomach itself needs to be very, very acid. And then afterwards, alkaline comes in. Look at the next bullet. The next bullet is important for you, and I'm going to connect the first two bullets. Water with your meals. You could have digestive distress if you drink too much water with your meals. You don't want to drink ever cold water with your meals. No ice water. Because ice water stagnates digestion. So that means cold soda pop and any other beverage stagnates digestion. So I've had some patients' digestion get better just by eliminating fluids with their meals. Now if you want to have 4 or 5 ounces of warm water, and I'm not saying water, I'm talking about room temperature water, it's healthier than drinking ice cold water with your meal. I've had some patients come in with major digestive distress, and they proudly announce to me that they're drinking 16 ounces of water with their meal. And then, I'm not saying this to be silly, they're burping and farting. If you're burping and farting and you're drinking cold water, you can get rid of the burps and farts by eliminating the cold water. Something that simple, because you're diluting the pH in your stomach. And I'm going to continue on, you'll see how I tie it all together. The next nugget is really important. And there's books written on this. Food combining. And actually in my book, Dr. Bob's Guide to Optimal Health, I have a chart on food combining. So I'm going to keep it really simple for you right now. Whenever you eat animal tissue, chicken, turkey, beef, lamb, you should only ever eat green vegetables with it, or on its own. Animal tissue needs an acid pH. And by the way, for those that don't know what pH is the amount of hydrogen. And when you have more hydrogen, you're more acid. And when you have not as much hydrogen in solution, you're alkaline. So I don't want to get into the chemistry of what pH is. Just acid pH is like vinegar, and alkaline pH is like baking soda. But food combining would be like steak and potato, steak and pasta. If you're going to have pasta, you have pasta with pasta, or pasta with potatoes, or pasta with another starch. Starches need alkaline. Protein needs acid. When you put the two together, you confuse your body. People with blood type A seem to have more digestive distress, from my experience, than blood type O. Blood type O can eat with reckless abandonment. Not really, but they have more acid, it seems to be. But people with blood type A seem to not digest as well, get cold sores easier. seems like food is in your stomach. So let's say you get done eating a great meal and you go to bed and it feels like that meal is just hanging in there, and you wake up in the morning and it feels like the meal is hanging there. Guess what? It is. It hasn't moved. So you don't want to eat a lot of food necessarily before you go to bed. You want to eat your main meal at lunchtime. Don't do a lot of exercise afterwards because your body's using blood to digest everything. So food combining is critical. In my guide, Dr. Bob's Guide to Optimal Health, I have a chart on that. Now, let's talk a little bit more about digestion because people rarely talk about what I'm going to share with you next. It's the liver's role in digestion. What does that mean, Dr. Bob? Well, I said earlier that bile is alkaline. The liver makes bile. That's important. If you've had your gallbladder taken out, you've lost your detergent bottle in your body. What does that mean? That means if you eat something fat, whether it be an avocado, a nut, almond butter, any animal tissue, ice cream, yogurt, and you don't have enough bile, the bile breaks down the fat. That'd be like if I had chicken pieces right now that I was cutting up. If I did not have a good dishwashing detergent on my hands, the grease stays there. Are you with me? If you've ever done that, you wash your hands or you're in a hurry and you had that chicken grease on you, well, that's what happens inside of your body. Well, that can cause, and I'm not saying this to be silly, burping and farting. See, burping and farting tells me a lot. I mean, it really does, and you have to understand this, all right? I have had a lot of patients that'll come in to me and they say, Dr. Bob, I have gas. Here's the scoop. When do you get the gas? Do you get it immediately after you eat or 2 hours later? What I'm learning from experience is if it happens 2 hours later, it's probably your liver's not producing enough bile or it's very thick and pasty. That's one of the reasons I suggest Dr. Bob's ABCs. All of you should be eating Dr. Bob's ABCs. A half a red apple every day. A third cup of beets every day. 5 or 6 baby carrots every day. I will guarantee you, if you don't listen to anything else I say, because you have to because I'm always beating on top of everybody's head anyways, but if you do that, your whole life will change. Your skin will clear. You'll have better bowel movement. Your breath will be better. Do you know what bad breath comes from? Putrefied in your stomach. Your esophagus is a windpipe. Like, you know there's a sewer pipe on top of your house? That's letting the gas from your toilet. Well, your sewer pipe is your esophagus. So if you go and you have wallpaper breath, and the wallpaper peels, it's because it's putrefying. Guess what causes that? Poor food combining, and your liver's not working properly. So how do you know if your liver's not working properly? Well, do you have liver spots? Do you have varicose veins? Do you have cherry hemangiomas, little red bumps on your body? Do you have spider veins? Those are a sign that your liver's plugged up. Hemorrhoids are a sign your liver's plugged up. So you want to eat Dr. Bob's ABCs, apple, beets, and carrots. So what does the pancreas do? Now you're going to be really fascinated when I tell you this. Everybody thinks that the pancreas secretes insulin. Well, guess what? It does. But that's not the only thing that it secretes. It secretes enzymes. It secretes a fat enzyme called lipase. And it secretes proteases. What are those? Enzymes are like little ships that take food into cells. If you always are spraining your ankle and you always have this constant inflammation in your body, you know what that tells me? Your pancreas is not secreting enough enzymes. Do you want to know why? And here's an epidemic that's going to occur in America today. We eat too much processed food. When you eat processed food, all the enzymes have been taken out. So guess what has to work better? Your pancreas has to work more when all of the enzymes are not there. And that's really, really critical for you. Pancreas cancer is very common. People get pancreas cancer today, they don't live a long time. And I can tell you, we've had great success with pancreas cancer. What we do is we have these people get off of all processed food, including animal tissue, and they only eat fruits and vegetables for up to 6 months. And we do spinal adjustments up to 3 times a week with colonics. I had one gentleman that gave 4 months to live. He lived for 5 years with a diagnosis of pancreas cancer, and the only reason he passed away is he moved away. And we lost contact with him. I followed up, and he was gone. And he was gone because he didn't take care of himself. Okay, so it should stop, right, Doug?
Just about 5 seconds. Didn't stop yet.
and then you can start it right over again.
Okay.